This is a penny and this is a sword. We're gonna turn a bunch of these into one of these, and then we're gonna see if it can actually slice. It seems easy, but this turned out to be the absolute toughest project we have ever tried to do.
That's not possible.
Because we hit a ton of problems along the way that I never expected would happen when we tried to forge this sword. But we need as many pennies as we can get our hands on, so I'm gonna grab the maximum number of pennies from this bank. That's when we found our first problem. Dude, that was an epic fail. We literally only got a handful of pennies. Stupid. Don't even need them. So we ended up calling every bank we could to get the maximum number of pennies to make this katana.
I've been on hold for a while.
Good morning, University of Regents. How can I help you?
Hello, could I order some pennies to your location?
Bank number 10.
Hi, next bank.
Hey, would I be able to order like $1,000 worth of pennies?
Can I get $1,000 worth of pennies? I'll do $200.
Okay, could you actually do 250?
Is it okay if I show up in like a rubber suit with a mustache and hat? It's a no hat, but everything else is okay? So next Tuesday. Yes, next Tuesday will work.
You done, boy? Let's go. We got banks to hit. Now we are finally ready to acquire all these pennies, but this is just the first step.
Okay, that one's calling my name. Dude, that's hilarious.
Oh, baby!
Who are you?
Wait,
Who are you? I know Peter. I don't know who this guy is. Hi, I'm Kyle. Who are you?
I'm Ricky.
Nice to meet you, Ricky.
We would hit so many roadblocks that we could not even imagine. But for today, we got our disguises and jumped in our getaway car. And started hitting every bank we could. Mission accomplished. We got $300 worth of pennies, bro.
So tired. Ali, trip one. I got pennies too. We ran out of bags.
The bank teller subscribed. Let's go. All right, we got like 9 more banks. Let's go, boy.
You got the money bags?
I got the money bags in the back. Let's go.
The bank approaching 200 feet, over.
Roger that.
Okay, 2 banks down. We have almost an hour.
Bro, imagine if CarPlay had like a software update where you could be like, hey Siri, e-brake right now.
Do not say that again.
Ever. I hope you weren't driving, otherwise you are in the ditch currently. All right, so we need to confirm if these pennies that the banks are giving us are actually real or not. So I think the best way to do that is via Cracker Barrel.
Roger that. Navigating to Cracker Barrel.
Right there, Cracker Barrel. I need that right there, right there.
It's a bootleg anvil. We could use that.
We've got an important message incoming.
Hello. Sounds good. All right. Bro, she was mad. We got 100,000 pennies! Okay, now we have to call our forger Kenneth and see if this is gonna be possible. What up? Okay, bro, we got 100,000 pennies in our van right now. Can you make this sword this weekend? Yeah, they're all from the bank.
What do you mean the right types? Are there different kinds of pennies?
The difference is modern day pennies we have now are mainly made of zinc.
Wait, so you're telling us we have to sort all these pennies? All right, well, we'll see you this weekend. Okay, dude, just taking these out of the box takes forever. We have 100,000 pennies and we have to sort them all one by one. Money in the bag. Money in the bag. Money in the bag.
Lovely. Let's go.
We had to find pennies from the year 1909 to 1958, so this would take a lot of sorting.
These are all of our pennies. Now let's sort them.
Out of all these pennies, we can only use the ones that are 100 years old. So we have to go through every one of these and look at the dates. But lucky for us, we had a secret technique for penny unboxing. But it was exhausting nonetheless.
We've been at this for hours and look at the state of my hands. I mean, I look like a mine worker. This is crazy.
We filled this 5-gallon bucket and we still have this many pennies left. After way too much time, we have our old pen. All right, let's go to the forge. We got the stuff.
Are you Kenneth?
Oh, wow, yes I am. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This 7,800 square foot makerspace is all ours for the weekend, with a 2,000 degree forge, 2,600 degree furnace, even a woodworking shop, laser cutters, 3D printers, welders.
Look at this gaming computer, bro. This thing would absolutely dominate Overwatch 3.
And this place has a beautiful break room, which we would certainly take advantage of in the future.
So there's a good amount of issues that come from melting pennies and making it and forging it into a sword. Typically when you're making a sword, you want to make it out of steel. Copper, on the other hand, or in our case pennies, is not really the type of material you would want to use. That's actually a poor metal to use. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pennies and we're going to put them into this crucible here. We're going to take the crucible and we're going to put it into this furnace right here where they'll be smelted down into a liquid.
Smelting down coins might actually be completely illegal because a lot of people will buy copper currency, melt it down, and sell the copper for a profit. But lucky for us, there's one exception to this rule if you use it for art like this machine. This touristy machine smashes pennies into tokens like this one. So if this machine is legal, we should be okay.
This part of mixing acid for an etchant is actually really dangerous if you get the mixtures wrong. If you mix it wrong, you could create a chemical also known as mustard gas. It's very important that we mix this correctly. It will start burning your flesh. You leave it in there long enough, it could eat through your flesh. So you don't want to do that. As this sits, this is going to start turning darker and darker green until the pennies are completely dissolved. Making sure no one touches this.
So Kenneth has a green poisonous toxic juice and we're gonna recreate it and pretend to drink it. He has no idea.
That's so good.
So we're gonna buy Jello and I don't think it's gonna work, so we're also gonna get Gatorade because if I've learned anything from Kenneth, always have a backup plan.
It will start burning your flesh. If you leave it in there long enough, it can eat through your flesh. Time to put this into the furnace. So once the pennies are in here and they're heating up, we're gonna take the crucible, once they're liquid, we're gonna pour them into a mold. There's a couple of things that could go wrong during pouring process. We could spill some metal, we could catch on fire possibly, or if anything goes wrong during the casting process, we could end up with an inferior product. There's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to go right, so we have to be on ball because that crucible is gonna be just as hot as the metal that's in it. What we're going to use is a petro-bonded oil clay. This is called Delft clay. We're going to take this clay, pack it up into this mold, and then make an impression of our blade shape that we want to create.
While that's heating up, we're gonna go make the cast.
Okay, while the pennies are liquefying, we've been tasked with turning this into a sword mold. And if there are any cracks or problems with our mold, this sword could be ruined.
Why don't we use a sword? It could cut through all of this at once.
Literally. So now we have to put this clay into this mold very carefully, because if this cast has any imperfections, those imperfections are gonna end up inside the blade. Or if we mess up badly enough, the molten copper could pour out onto the floor and burn down the entire workshop. And then we're gonna have to make this thing perfectly even, because if it's not even, the sword could be lopsided and all of the metal is gonna end up on the lower side.
So now, I don't know what this thing is called, but I'm gonna call it a stamp. You just put it on there and it has to be perfectly even. If this thing is not absolutely by the millimeter even on each side, the wood could catch on fire and we just burned down everything we've done.
We might have packed this too high. We got this.
It's a little janky, but I hope this works. I think it might.
In just a few minutes, this will be cooled down and we're gonna see if our mold actually worked. Okay, this looks like a really successful pour, but we won't know if it's perfect until we take it out of the mold, grind it down, and see what's inside the metal.
Now what I have on here is a 36 grit sandpaper. That's a very aggressive grit. And that's gonna grind down through the copper in order to finalize the shape. So it's gonna take a steady hand and a keen eye to actually get the shape that I'm looking for. If I mess up here, if I take off too much, it's gonna be really hard to add metal onto something that you've already taken away from. So the next test we're going to have to do, probably the last piece of the sword, is to make the butt cap. It's going to have to be hammered into shape. In order to do that, you're going to have to heat up the piece of metal up to the point where it's glowing hot. Let it cool. That process is called annealing, and will make the metal really, really soft. Think you can do it?
Maybe. That's gonna take hours.
You only have 2 attempts, which means statistically you should be able to do it right one time.
Update, Kenneth told me it's lopsided. He doesn't know I did that on purpose.
So the next part is making the guard. This is the design I came up with. We're going to try to set 9 pennies in the hilt.
Kenneth tasked me with creating the Suba template while Kelly's working on the butt cap. So I'm using this laser cutter to create a perfectly accurate Suba. Now I just have to put this piece of scrap wood into the laser and it should work perfect. Now using this 3D modeling software, we can print out the Suba design that I did with no help whatsoever. And all we have to do is hit start. Oh no, I messed up. I put the wrong file in. Darn, now I have to make the Suba for real. Bro, this is gonna work so good. This is the perfect tool for the job. So I've been staring at this for the last 30 minutes and I was just told I need to wear these glasses or else I'm gonna go blind. It's looking good though. It's done!
That was quick.
All right, laser is done. Let's crack it open. Let's see how our part turned out. Okay, that looked pretty good. Let's see what Kenneth thinks. What do you think about this one?
Oh wow, that's perfect.
All right, let's go. Let's cast it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
We should see how long we can hold this hot piece of metal.
So right now I'm trying to get this into the vise so I can start file the edges and hone them down into a sharp point. What I'm doing is I'm putting air vents. As you're pouring metal into this mold, that mold is already occupied by something, and that something is air. So if I don't do this, if I don't have a way for air to escape, then the metal will get in there, air will be in the way, and it won't cast properly. Baby powder, we need a separator. If we try to pack this together, both ends of the mold will end up sticking. So this is the pour spout that I'm carving right now. It has to be wide enough that it makes a good target.
Maybe after a bag of hot Cheetos.
All right, moment of truth. What I'm seeing so far is good.
Of all 100,000 pennies we got,
There you go.
there we go.
Heart.
All right, I got this end cap all nice and filed down. Now I'm going to start to plot lines so I can slice through it using the rotary tool so the wrappings can go through it. Kelly, what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to take this piece of wood and carve it down to match this one on the belt grinder. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
While he works on the Suba, I'm gonna work on the handle, and he is polishing. This thing is finally coming together.
Looking good so far.
How's that looking?
So this is the collar.
Love.
I want to put a setting here so we can set a modern day penny.
Ooh.
And then on the reverse side is going to be mini katana.
Ooh. I want to know if this is true or not. I heard that blacksmiths are always lying. Is that true?
They're always lying.
Lying. Like they're false. They're forging stuff.
Makes sense.
Comment your best blacksmith joke below, and I'll tell it to him next time.
While the boys are hard at work in the workshop, I've been on the computer designing a stand for our sword. Now we could use one of our classic mini katana stands, but that's too boring. So my plan is to make this piece out of pennies and these pieces out of clear acrylic. We didn't plan on doing this, so I hope they like it. Laser's been cutting for like 20 minutes and I'm extremely bored, but this will be done soon. This is worse than watching paint dry.
Alright, so this doesn't actually look that good, so hopefully the glass one looks better.
Now let's see how it turned out. I like what I see, dude. Please be actually cut out. Come on. Let's go.
It comes out. See about these pieces?
Let's go.
Bro, this looks incredible. Come on, baby.
Oh, it's so close.
Let's go, dude. Oh, that looks way too good. And dude, it looks so good. And imagine some LEDs lighting up the mini katana
That
edge.
would look sick.
It would be disgusting.
Man, we got so bored doing nothing at all, so we're gonna slice some stuff.
Oh, this cabbage got no chance. Oh!
Bro, we should invite Kenneth. Dude, I bet he's a good slicer.
We're here for fun, dude. I would hate to be this cabbage right now.
Bro, the final sword. Look at that. Bro, feel how heavy it is. Pick it up. It weighs 3 times.
This is crazy.
Look at the Suba, bro. That penny.
Okay, this thing looks incredible, but can it actually slice? Now, Kenneth told us not to slice with this because copper is actually a bad metal and this thing could bend or even break. But we're about to slice an entire melon, so you better subscribe. Oh, easy. Woo! Oh, easy. Okay, if this sword doesn't break when I slice this melon, you have to subscribe.
3, 2, 1.
Kelly, let's get his money. Because we gotta pay this man. I'll be right back.
Kenneth, good sir, couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, wow.
Includes the tip.